things are going in a positive direction. The Donald Trump hinted that he will end the war, that he will end the Russia-Ukraine war, and he blamed the ex-government that they are unable to stop the war, that they are unable to stop the Russia-Ukraine war, and the war is taking the lives of innocent people. The war is taking the lives of innocent Russians, innocent Ukrainians, and he hinted that he will end the war within 24 hours. Although the war is not ended in 24 hours after his inaugurational ceremony, but now he is doing great. He is doing great in terms of that he is sending a Secretary of State Marco Rubio to Saudi Arabia. Donald Trump announced that the peace talks will be in Saudi Arabia. And he chosen Saudi Arabia and the king of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman there. He was hinting that I want to end the war. Vladimir Putin wants to end the war, and Zelensky also wants to end the war. And he has chosen Saudi Arabia. This Saudi Arabia will host the peace talks. The Vladimir Putin is agree in the peace talks. Donald Trump hinted about Ukraine, about the Ukraine entering to NATO, and term it unrealistic. Donald Trump is seeing that Ukraine is unable to enter into NATO in future. And that was the point that the Russia is agreeing. The Russia is agreeing the peace talks. And the one thing that the Russia invaded on Ukraine was that Ukraine was entering into NATO. The Russia felt a threat that Ukraine will be member of the NATO. The buffer zone is Ukraine. The buffer zone between the Europe and Russia is Ukraine. The buffer zone between the Russia and the Western powers was Ukraine, and Ukraine was entering. The Russia, the Vladimir Putin felt threat and invaded on Ukraine, and now Donald Trump is hinting about that it is unrealistic that Ukraine will enter into NATO. Now the Russia is capturing 20% of the Ukraine land. But peace talks are beginning and Donald Trump is including Ukraine and Russia, but unable to include the Europe. The European leaders like Germany, like France, Britain, and also others. And Marco Rubio will meet the Russia Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. The Saudi Arabia will be there. They will discuss about the future of Ukraine. Many are thinking that Donald Trump will be succeeding in the peace talks and peace will come in the region and the war will be ended. But now the Europeans, the European Union is also calling an emergency meeting in the Paris. What they will discuss is the Donald Trump strategies and plannings are different from European Union. European Union are in the position that to provide aid, that to provide weapons to Ukraine, and that Ukraine to continue war against Russia and against Vladimir Putin. But here Trump is hinting about that he will stop the aid, that he will stop the aid, and he is unable to provide more aid, more weapons to Ukraine. And without the support of the US, the Ukraine is unable to continue the war. And now the Ukraine is feeling a greater pressure from the US, from Donald Trump. And Donald Trump want there to end the war. That's why struggling and calling meeting and sending a Secretary of State to Riyadh. And the Saudi Arabia will ask the Putin representative, the Russia delegation headed by the its foreign minister Sergio Rovildia, and they will discuss initial planning in this meeting, and the next meeting will be also. But in that, for now, it is cleaning the ways to Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin that will meet in very near future about Russia-Ukraine war. What do people think? Write down your opinion in the comment section. I will meet you in the next video. Bye bye.